Welcome back, everybody, to Mike and Matt's X-Files CCG.
All right, if you think so.
Yeah.
So I got yet another email the other day that I think we should talk about.
From who?
You know who I got it from.
We're not going to open that attachment, right?
Yeah, we're going to open it. We're going to play it.
Dude, last time we opened an email from David May, what happened?
We lost the studio.
Everything. Our studio's gone.
Look how nice this is.
The couch is gone.
Yeah, but look how nice this is now.
Well, yeah, it's an upgrade, but like, I'm thinking back to the moment when we opened the email attachment.
I installed some countermeasures.
Like some counterintelligence measures?
No. Oh my God, dude. No. Some countermeasures to prevent any future explosions from happening via email or videos in our studio.
That's pretty smart. All right.
I do my best. So why don't you say we open it?
Let's open it. All right. Yeah.
Hi, Mike and Matt. This is Dave May, sending you another message. First and foremost, let me start by congratulating you on finding Dave Frank, OG, original gamer. But don't celebrate too long, because your work has just begun. You see, there were 5 original employees at USPC Games, and that's not even including Next Games and NLS. Still, back to USPC Games. Recently, I started going through all my old marketing and advertisement material. I'm sure you guys have seen some of that. Matter of fact, I've even found other things that you may not have seen. Still, I regress. As I was looking at that material, I was reminded about who you need to find next. Well, she was in charge of marketing and advertisement, and her name is Ronnie Noize. And she came to USPC Games with, well, some credentials. But when you find her, I'll let her tell her story. So, what's up next? Your mission, and this time you don't get a choice, is to find Ronnie Noize. All right, well, that was it for now. I guess I'm going to go back here to my bureau office. Going to keep working on a top secret project. I'm sure we'll talk about that soon enough. Still, again, your mission, find Ronnie Noize. Of course, this message will self-destruct. But this time, I'm not going to count.
Mike and Matt bringing back the mid to late 90s. Mike and Matt bringing back X-Files CCG.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a special interview today.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, very sweet. We have Ronnie Noize, the original marketing director for the X-Files CCG back in 1996.
96.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, Ronnie, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, Mike and Matt.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, what? Oh man, why does your name keep coming up? We talked to David May, we talked to David Frank, and they're like, you got to talk to Ronnie. First time I heard your name, I was like, oh, was she like one of the gamers? Was she like just like really good at it? No. She was the marketer, man, and she killed it. So, how are you involved in the X-Files collectible card game?
That's a great question. I was part of the OG gang, and really, I have never worked, and Bob and I were just talking about this, I've never worked with a group of people who were more dedicated to a property and to making a project a success than Bob Marquise, Dave Frank, Dave May, and me. And so it was like the 4 of us, and then Brian came on later, I believe. It's like 6 months later, but we were just down for it, and our personalities meshed, and we crushed it. At least I thought we did. But you've heard about the problems that we had, because it was kind of us against, the man. And it was, that was sort of a problem for us, because we were all very familiar with the game. And for us, game mechanics and collation were super important. And the game mechanics were there. Duncan and the crowd at Next Games did that. But it was the collation that was the issue.
Yeah, Dave Frank touched on that a little bit. Just a lot of the mistakes that were made, unfortunately, with everything. And after talking to everybody, I don't think it was any one person's fault, with the exception of Dave Frank being the Gregors.
True.
He took ownership of the Gregor situation. But but other than that, I don't think it was any one person's fault with what happened. It was just there were so many hands in the pot. There was, so much going on.
Yeah. Well, so what's different about this process in terms of printing the cards, and I came from Magic the Gathering at WotC, and as a matter of fact, my first time I was ever at USPC. Well, I had no idea I was ever going to work there. I didn't even know that USPC Games was going to come out. But as you know, USPC is the largest producer of playing cards in the world. And at WotC, we were printing cards like crazy. And we had been doing them at Card Monday, but we wanted to expand our capacity. So we did a run at USPC. And we were someplace, some of us, I was the marketing director for Magic the Gathering, because that's a business unit at WotC. And so I was actually in R&D with all those guys. And we had been somewhere, I don't remember, we went to Cincinnati, went to USPC to try to straighten out this big old mess. And I don't remember much about that meeting, except we were really tired. And we had a very late flight out to Seattle. And the guys and our meetings just kept dragging on. And I was so eager to get out there. But then finally, the guy said, no, we can't go without some Skyline Chili. And it turns out that they wanted to hang around in Cincinnati, Ohio, just to try some lousy chili. And I was super disappointed. So I left. I got on that plane by myself and went home. Now, of course, I didn't know that I was later going to start working for USPC and become the biggest fan ever of Skyline Chili. Had I known what it tasted like, I totally would have stayed. It would have been worth it.
What is so okay? You touched on that earlier when we spoke via email. What is I've never heard of it. What is Skyline Chili, and why is it so desirable? I'll just book us tickets. We'll just go get some chili. And
yeah, I mean, we come from Montana, so I don't know if this was like a East Coast thing or Midwest or what.
Is it a chain? What's the deal on that?
Well, it's a very small chain, and it's actually called Cincinnati Chili. So it's Cincinnati style chili. Skyline is the I think like the big famous place to get it. But at USPC, it's a big old company. They had a cafeteria where all the people, because hundreds of people worked there, and they served Cincinnati chili once a week. And what it is it's a really fine chili in a sauce with no tomatoes. It's actually with chilies and hamburger. It's kind of ground up, and it's got a background taste, kind of like either nutmeg or cinnamon, almost like a mole thing. And it is served this chili over spaghetti noodles.
What?
I know.
That sounds really good.
How have I not had that in my life?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, so imagine a bowl with a bunch of spaghetti noodles, so cooked in whatever. And then over that, a gigantic ladle of chili, no beans, just the meat and sauce, generously poured over that. Then heat with grated cheddar cheese, then heavily sprinkled with onions, served also with tiny oyster crackers and some pepperoncinis on the side. And that's your 5x5 chili, and it is so delicious. And I eat it to this day. I'm crazy about it. I have to make my own because I bought the Skyline chili in a can and it sucks.
Oh my God!
What?
I will put this image up for everybody. Oh my God!
I just pulled up an image of what you're talking about.
Doesn't it look delicious?
Yeah,
we're
gonna make that, and we're just gonna film like a whole video of us just eating chili for like 20 minutes. It's gonna be great. Wow!
So you don't even have to have actual Cincinnati chili to do it. You can just buy regular chili. So I don't know if you guys know this. Back in the Portland area, you live in God's country in terms of grocery stores. You can buy more than one can of chili. Here, I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. I go to the store, all the stores, they have like 2 cans of chili. They don't have like a great big gallery of all the different chilies you could possibly want. Turkey chili, all beef chili, chili Mexican style, whatever. They have like 2 cans. Neither.
That is true. You probably like what there. You probably have like Hormel and
I wish we had Hormel.
really
What? No
wow.
Hormel?
Oh man,
Like a
Oh,
staple.
I'd be happy to have Hormel. We don't get it.
I not to go on a chili tangent too much, but my wife and I make a chili. We got a cookbook. There's a chef, or was a chef. He passed, unfortunately, down in I think it was Louisiana, named Stubberfield. You've probably seen his sauces, Stubbs barbecue sauces, and he has a recipe for chili. And like we'll plan like 2 weeks ahead of time that we're going to be making that chili, and it'll just cook all day long. Oh my God, I love me some chili.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to have certain kinds though, because my wife gets mad at me for certain bean related.
But this has no beans.
But no beans.
Yeah.
No beans.
Yeah, no beans, but still, I strongly recommend trying the Cincinnati chili model, even with a can of chili, even if it's got beans. It is so delicious. It's just a good way to eat chili.
Wow.
I just say we stop the interview here. Just go like we'll bring the camera to the kitchen, and you can come hang out with us. Like you can we'll do a video about making chili.
Yeah. That's all our questions.
Chili is good. All of our questions end with chili.
So to segue, I was really curious, Ronnie. Were
Mhm.
you involved with marketing with the Gen Con? Like when they actually set up the booth and everything? Okay.
And I think the guys told you, I don't know if it was Dave. Well, which of the Daves told you? Probably Frank. It was a very different experience because, so before WotC, I was with Dark Horse Comics, and I remember trudging around the floor at like San Diego, just being exhausted and covered in grime because we had to bring our own booth and set it up ourselves. Sometimes I would be the only person there, and it took forever because we had like big booths. But with USPC, we're like, we're going to have one little booth and it's going to be fine. And they set it up for us, but it was really fancy and really nice. But
We actually have Matt and I'll just hold it up. I don't know how well you can see it, and I'll get a decent image of it. But Brian actually gave us this. This was the blueprint for the booth. This does say X-Files Dragon Con, Atlanta, Georgia, in June 3rd of 1997. So I don't know if it's similar, but this thing looks huge.
Well, I think it was big later. It's been a long time. I can't remember anymore. But here's what I remember about Dragon Con. Someone said, Ronnie, you want to go to a party? And I'm like, yeah. And so we go. Have you guys ever been to a con?
No,
Growing up in Montana,
wasn't an option.
poor and shoeless, and we didn't even have welfare, kicking a can. We didn't even have hoops and sticks.
No,
I mean,
just
it was,
rubbing pennies together to buy
Yeah.
X-Files cards.
yeah, it was pretty horrible.
So you may want to edit this out.
You can do that.
Okay, so this may go a little crazy. So in the 90s, things were a little racy. And I'm not a racy girl. I've been married to the same guy this whole time. But the thing I remember most about Dragon Con is going and someone's like, yeah, you want to go to a party? And the person who invited me, I thought was cool. And I didn't think it was going to be what it turned out to be. But I walked in, and this was so normal. So I walk in, there's a bunch of guys in stormtrooper outfits. Well, no, that's wrong. The top half of stormtrooper outfits and nothing else. And that was the party. And I'm like, this is not my scene. So I'm gonna go. You enjoy. So yeah. If you've heard stories about like the swinging and the wild sex and the party, you're probably thinking, gamers? Come on, you're kidding me. No.
Yeah, we live in a world where furries is a thing.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not judgmental. Okay, I've always been a firm believer that if you want to do you. Does it affect me? Huh? It doesn't? Then I don't care.
Exactly. But it's super entertaining to watch. It's just, I don't like stuff sprung on me.
Yeah, you should know that going in. I mean,
Figuratively and literally, it sounds
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
I don't like that. Nope.
So tell us.
Mike, you're a bad boy, and we
I-
like that about you.
You have no idea, ma'am. So tell us, I'm a little curious. So you started out with Magic, though, right? I know we're kind of jumping all over the place here, but
Well, with games, yeah.
okay.
Magic was my first gaming company.
And that got you. So yeah, Dave May said you came in with a resume, like you came in to hit hard, and so I was kind of curious about that.
Well, I just got some business cards here.
Oh, nice.
So this is my vice president of sales and marketing for Dark Horse Comics, which is where I came from. So before this, I was with a magazine called Pop Quiz. And before that, for 3 years, I worked for a Japanese record label. And I was working with a Japanese band called the Blue Hearts. But that's a whole different scene. Anyway, so it was the Juggler and then Pop Quiz and then Dark Horse. And then I left Dark Horse and became the marketing director for Magic the Gathering. So Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast. From there, United States playing card. Then the whole thing fell apart after a year. Then I went to Precedence, where the game was Star Trek. Star Trek Voyager, I believe, was the project I was working on. So that's kind of some of it.
So what actually brought you to the X-Files CCG? I mean, did you have to make that choice to go with that, or just stay where you're at?
Oh God, no! I got fired at USPC. I'm not USPC. I got fired from WotC.
Gotcha.
So you're probably wondering why. 1996, woman in senior management didn't always work out.
Uh-oh.
So
Wow.
yeah, times have changed in 25 years, but I was literally told, if you were just a little, if you would just like not insist on taking credit for your own stuff, or if you would just like let other people make all the points, it would be better.
That still comes up today. Actually, it was I don't know if you're a fan or if you watch Rick and Morty at all. They're just their recent episode. Summer comes up with an idea to save the day, and everybody shuts her down. And then this guy comes up with basically the exact same idea, and she goes, "Hey, wait!" And her mom stops her and goes, "It's okay. Today you became a woman."
And get this guy a Nobel Prize.
You became a woman today.
Mhm. Exactly. That is so true. I was sitting at Wizards of the Coast. I'm like, yeah. And the reason we should do tournaments is because it creates excitement and it gives people a path to the top. And we can always be selling lots of cards because of tournaments. Crickets. And then someone else said, yeah, so we should do a lot of tournaments because then it gives people like a path to the top in the world of Magic card playing, and we could sell lots of cards. And everyone's like, you are a freaking genius, dude.
Wow. And you had to deal with that?
Exact same words. And that didn't happen just once. But that's okay. Yeah. Am I over it? Oh, totally.
It sounds like it, yeah.
So this is why I work for myself now. So
Fair enough. So the inevitable question that I was going to have to ask you.
Mhm.
How do you think, what was the reason it went down? Because Matt and I were talking about this earlier today. We were playing the game. 1013 had come out. Oh, man, new expansion. Oh, you can't find the ultra rares in this one. Oh, man, that sucks. Okay, but, we continue on playing. And then crickets, nothing. And it just shut down.
I'm trying to remember if we saw the Scully set posters because I vaguely remember that.
I've got one of the Scully set posters back here, but like I don't even think we saw them because I think those were just for the retail of the distributors.
Yeah.
We may not even have known that they were coming, but it shut down. I mean, I know it's a blanket question, but what happened?
Yeah, from a marketing standpoint.
well, from a marketing standpoint, I am so glad you asked because I've got some stuff I want to show you. But yeah, it did shut down. So I had a contract So I was there for exactly a year. And then when we were wrapping it up, I mean, I knew it was going down, but they were still pretending like things were happening. And we did, so I put together this little newsletter to retailers to talk about, do demos and stuff. And I thought, this is crazy. How are they gonna make this happen? Because they're closing everything down. They have canceled everything and they refuse. I think it was maybe around December where we were telling them, we just have to get rid of the unsold boxes of the first edition because it's broken. And they're like, no, the collation. And we're like, don't talk to us about collation. You don't know what you're talking about. This is and because I like to be right, I said, let's go back to the marketing plan. Let's just look. So I'm going to show you what I showed them.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to do my little screen. Okay, so this is that little letter. This is some stuff. This is how it was so cute. Low tech, but this is how we delivered some stuff. Okay, but so here is the marketing plan. And so it looks extremely cool. I think it looks very X-Files-y. And then, so this is going to be hard for you to see. I probably should have just like sent this to you. I also should have, I just took some pictures with my phone like 2 hours ago. So sorry about this. I should have done something. So we have on this what it takes to succeed in the market, which was like to establish a relationship with every customer, distributor, retailer, player, because it's a three-phase thing. Build trust and rapport with the customer, provide what customers want and deliver what's promised. Now, why is that so important? Because over here, CCG market issues. So overproducing, there were 82 games that came out around the time we were out.
Wow.
So overproducing, not only the number of games, but the number of cards had diminished collectability. And also, the second thing you can see, powerful intellectual properties like X-Files or other properties attached to CCGs with poor game mechanics had really made a lot of players skeptical. I don't know what you guys thought, like some of the games really sucked out there, even though they had super cool pictures. And the third thing was speculation and lack of information surrounding print runs and policies made collectors skeptical. And when you're doing a collectible card game, collectible is in the freaking name. And so it's got to be an issue. Yeah. And then finally, a really big issue, and Bob can talk, he's got some great stories about walls of shame, people stacked up boxes. Too much product actually clogged up the distribution system and left a lot of retailers cash poor and customers confused and upset. So the problem with this particular industry is it was a non-returnable market. So people would buy it and then they'd have to pay cash for it, and then they couldn't return it. And if they couldn't sell it, they were just SOL. And so we considered, if you can see at the bottom, the opportunity, we considered our competition to be WotC, Decipher, and Fleer. And there were 5 points: credibility, customer service, distribution, game mechanics, and intellectual property. As you can see, USPC has got nothing but smiley faces. And WotC had some real problems. They had some credibility issues because bad print runs, overproducing, late stuff. They also had distribution issues. Their distribution policies were way out of whack, and they would distribute to people who had like a gas station, and it was crazy. Anyway, so there were a lot of big issues in this industry. So we went back to this stuff. So to our new customer, they have to be able to believe what we say. So this was an absolutely important thing. So we need credibility and we need to keep our word. That was absolutely essential in this highly competitive, brand new market category. We also noticed that our customer wanted a good game that's fun to play, easy to understand.
Oops. I just said oops.
For the easy to understand part.
Yeah, I know. So we had to provide a well-crafted game. So
sorry.
So if you think of the game on a really easy level, like you're playing Clue.
Oh, don't say that. David May will he'll find you. He does not like it. Yeah.
I know. But,
Go cancel
but
us.
you can play it with, well, yeah, with diminishing returns, but I'm just saying. Anyway, so well-crafted game. We also noted here that our customer wanted answers to gameplay questions and to product problems. And so we had to have Dave. We had to have, Dave. We had to have people answering the questions. Like when I was at WotC, there was like a big group of guys, like 8 guys sitting right next to my desk, and that phone rang all day long. And they were all on the phone explaining every different card and how they worked and all that stuff. And so essentially we needed to provide responsive customer service, but we were not responsive to their complaints and their questions about this broken game. So I wrote we needed to have great distribution, and our new customer wants a fully realized world in which he or she can escape. So we needed a strong IP. So enter the X-Files. Okay, so here's our demographics. As you can see, it's the age is 18 to 34. You guys were just a tiny bit young, and there were 3 categories of players. So gamers, collectors, and X-Files, people who are big fans of the X-Files. We knew a little bit about them. Here's the hilarious thing: own a computer. That is so funny.
Right?
We own many computers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we did build them ourselves.
But here's what we noticed. If I can draw your attention to this little piece right here.
Yeah.
So game spending, our most profitable customer was actually a gamer. They're going to spend on a year over $800 as opposed to a mere collector who would spend $219. So we wanted to go for the gamers, and that was how we were actually going to sell cards. And Bob and I went on and on and on about this. So there's a whole bunch more, but this is what, so I've got pages and pages and pages about our different strategies. So
actually, a question just came to mind. It wasn't on the list, and it's something that probably Matt, I don't even think you remembered, but
what is it?
How were you involved? You were marketing, and this ultimately, when you think about it, was part of the marketing. Yeah. How were you involved with the contest? Did you know about it? Whose idea was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the next games, guys. So, and they built it into the cards and then dropped it on us. And I thought it was a great idea, but we didn't have enough time. And what I wanted to do, because we did a really good job, I think, with the advertising and the marketing, we had a fairly low budget. Luckily, I had really good relationships and I knew everybody. And I knew all the magazines to be in that little thing, my little marketing plan. We were in gamer magazines, we were in fan magazines, and actually in some comic magazines as well, a lot of overlap. We could have done a lot, and we could have explained it to people. We could have made it really big. And I thought it was a disappointment because people didn't know about it. And I wanted to do a press release. I wanted to get everybody involved. I mean, that's why I did these cards, because I wanted my friends who had these magazines to give us a lot of play. And sure, we could buy ads, but I wanted them to cover us. I wanted them to say how cool we were, and to talk about us, and to give us editorial, which is which you can't buy. And you can buy advertising, but people know it's an ad, big whoop. And what they really want is they want coverage. They want to know what's happening at the tournaments and what's happening with the game and kind of the inside scoop and all of these things. And you kind of, there were so many games out at that time that it was actually difficult to get the sort of coverage we wanted. So we had to use bribes. The one card that I created, or was based on my suggestion.
The one card that we couldn't get.
Yeah, we tried.
I mean, we got it now, thankfully, but that was you, huh?
That was my one claim to fame. That was it. Wow. But I wanted to because of, Bill Davis. And I just thought it'd be super cool and really fun. And I it's been such a long time. I'm pretty sure I gave this to Inquest because I was friends with the publisher. But we had a whole bunch of cards that we gave out to lots of people. We wanted to make sure that everybody loved this and everybody covered us, and people were so cool about it, and they did. But yeah, we had a lot of cards.
Well,
so,
life gives you second chances, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of our episodes you've watched. Matt and I recreated the contest.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
absolutely. Hey, I could contribute if you want me to. I could contribute a deny everything card. It's
Yeah.
meant,
Why don't you sign it?
Yeah.
not me.
Why not? Why
That was
not?
your card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
well, okay. So it's. Let me just clarify. Not really my card, because I said, wouldn't it be cool if we had a card? It would be called. It would do this, and it would be called deny everything, and we would use this Bill Davis thing. And they're like, yeah, okay. But
This
I
is-
so
This
I
is
didn't,
this-
I didn't do the game piece of it. I thought of the idea and the name of it. That was the only contribution to the entire actual game that I made.
So this is a 100%, including deny everything and whatnot, set of the X-Files first, second, and 1013, plus every promo, plus every person that we have interviewed has signed a card, plus a no one so paranoid card that is signed by 2 of the lone gunmen. And this is the prize that we are going to give away to the winner of the contest. We've taken a break from it recently because we've been putting on the tournament. It's gonna be fascinating.
Is that the X-Files binder?
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's the tops.
Oh, the tops one.
The tops one. Yeah, we don't have were there original or actual official X-Files?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, and I don't know if they were. I think they may have just been samples. I had one because I had, of course, a full set of the cards, and I may or may not have sold it on eBay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I had a lot of stuff. I have one little teeny. I mean, the stuff that I have left is the stuff that is in my portfolio. I mean, it's one little teeny thing. I mean, like I said, I've just got a few cards, but I had a ton of deny everythings.
That's cool. Yeah, you remember, obviously we talked a little bit about Brian. We got to meet him and hang out with him in Spokane, and we were lucky to acquire his pewter, one of the 5 molders that exist. And there was just so much special stuff that I think so many people had so many awesome ideas. There was so much going on, but like you said, there was just no time,
But there wasn't the will at USPC. And that's the thing that really pissed us off, because we were all so creative and so invested, and we worked so well together, and we had all of these ideas, and not just us, but like the Duncan's crowd had ideas, and we were getting ideas from the retail people and the like the agent program, all these fabulous ideas and so many things we wanted to do, and they wouldn't fix the game, and it made us crazy. Because that was we went back to the marketing plan. This is what we promised, and this is what we've sworn to everybody at every con, at every sales meeting. And Bob and I did tours of distributors. Whenever we told them, "Oh, we swear to God, it's going to be good. We personally guarantee it." And then people were like, "Yeah, great. We believe you, Ronnie, because we've known you a really long time, and you've never lied to us." And it's USPC made us liars. I don't know what Bob will say about that, but that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to wreck the game.
No, we've talked to a couple people that have said, yeah, if you interviewed us 25 years ago, we'd be having a different conversation. But time heals all wounds, and we're just so lucky that so many of you have come back and wanted to talk to us about this.
Answering questions that some of it I didn't even know we had.
Yeah, right.
We just keep learning more and more, and it's amazing to get all the perspectives from it.
Yeah, and oh man, yeah, I can't even think of anything.
It was a super fun time.
Now, were you there? Were you there when Frohickey was dancing on the table?
Bob says I was.
What was that bar called?
Oh, the Safe House?
The Safe House.
Safe house, yeah.
I remember being at the Safe House, and I was also stone cold sober. So this is not a drunken thing. So I used to have this button, and it says Trade Show Zombie, because I traveled so much. And I think Dave Frank even told you, I was still living in Seattle when I was working for USPC. And so I was on a plane at least twice a week. And I also went down to LA every 2 weeks. And we went to conventions, and we visited retailers and distributors. And I think we had between, 18 and 25 distributors. So we were on the road a lot, and we were exhausted. And me being a gal by myself, I used to just bail and go to my hotel room, and the guys would go off and have fun. But yeah, there were a lot of really good times, a lot of really fun things. The lone gunmen were great. Well, I saw you you did an interview.
Yeah.
Dean Haglund, yeah.
With Langley. So with Dean, met him a few times, and of course, you didn't get Tom Braidwood, did you?
Not yet.
Not yet. I've reached out to him, but I haven't gotten a response. And we have some other connections, and actually some other interviews that are coming down the pipeline for some actors and actresses that were on the show. But yeah, it's been a crazy. Just the last 7 months have been a crazy trip for us. Just getting to do this. So
how super fun that you're doing this. What a cool little podcast you have, a little show, whatever this is.
Thank you.
It's very fun, very cool.
So, who should we interview next? Right?
Yeah.
Like, who's the? So we've got. Let's see. We've got Dave, Brian, Ronnie. That's 4.
You got to have Bob Marquise, man.
Bob Marquise.
Bob Marquise, who was a sales manager. He is the man. And also he can tell you a lot of stories and give you context about the collectible trading card game at this time. Because as you know, the trading card category was introduced with Magic the Gathering, which is a game by Richard Garfield and produced by Wizards of the Coast. And so it created this brand new category, and it started selling. It just became a phenomenon. And it was just crazy. It just sort of exploded. Did you guys play Magic when you were in high school?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I bought I had a whole set of Weatherlight, but Weatherlight was like the last set that I had before I got out of it. I did have an Emerald Mox.
Yeah.
I think I may have traded my left kidney for that. So that's made life in my 40s fun. But yeah.
So you're very familiar with that. So what happened though is then everybody and their brother said, "Hey, we can do a game too," or "We have an RPG and we're going to make it a CCG." And so the market was just glutted with so much content, and people were excited because it was fresh, it was new. It was like the beginning of rock and roll, I'm assuming, because it was exciting and new, and there were all these rock stars out there, all these wonderful brands and all these great games, and most of them sucked, and retailers just got crushed. Back in those days, there were like 10,000-12,000 retailers between comics and hobby games and card retailers. Now, I would be surprised if combined there are over 3,000. I'd be shocked. So it was a very different time. Everybody was young. Friends was on. It was super different and fun. Not at all kind of like what it morphed into eventually. I mean, now you can buy these things, these games at like Walmart.
Yeah, that was one. That was one thing. Mike Mackey, you're probably familiar with him too. He said that he was going to buy up all the supply, but he wasn't going to he was going to make sure to hold on to it, not let it end up in some Walmart discount bin.
Yeah.
And since our show, and I was actually talking about to Dave Frank actually the other day about this. I'm glad that he's in a different state because I think he wants to hurt me. He has purchased so much X-Files card, like everything
Yeah.
that now apparently his wife's yelling at him, stop buying this. And I keep poking the bear, and I'm like, you can never have too many X-Files CCGs, never. And he's like, I know, right? Stop. But since our show started, I mean, when we started, we were getting a second edition. It never aired, but the very first video we ever made, we opened a second edition, a Truth booster box.
Yep.
I got it for, what was it, $35?
I think it was
40
less than that.
Yeah,
honestly,
on eBay. And it's, you can't get those now.
No.
I mean, 10-13 boxes are going for more than $100 a box at this point.
Crazy. Nuts.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I feel bad.
Yeah, the market changed.
I feel
It's
bad, and
really collectible.
apparently, and working with guys like Dax
Yeah.
in creating new cards. Brian gifted us with I took it down. It was around here somewhere, but well, maybe not. But Scooby-Doo. But he also gifted us with the what was it? The 22364.
Oh yeah.
So all the 22364 cards, I hope I'm getting that right, or people are going to make fun of me in the comments below. All those cards, for the most part, were done when everything shut down. And
It
you
was
probably
a little abrupt.
it seems
really
to be.
abrupt.
Oh yeah, it's right here. It's 22364. Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, man, it's so cool getting to talk to you guys again about all this. Just so much fun to me. And people watch us apparently.
Yeah. So I want your take on that, Ronnie. Given that it's been 25 years,
Oh.
the fact that when Mike and I started, we thought getting 100 subscribers would just be out of the question.
And you're a marketer, so
Do you think the market's still there? Like, do you think there's still people to reach?
Obviously it is, because people are still paying $30 for a Deny Everything card. And
Yeah.
so it remains collectible. It was designed to be collectible. I think it's even more collectible now. And the fact that people are not only playing, but designing their own cards, I think is pretty significant. I just joined a Facebook group for X-Files CCG players, because I wanted to see, I'm like, what are these people really playing?
Yeah.
And it's fantastic what they're doing. And so, yeah, I think that you guys have, you have something from a marketing point of view. You have something very interesting here. And there are great possibilities before you. So my question, how are you going to monetize this?
We haven't even thought about that, honestly.
The channel, what we do here, I'm not worried about monetizing. We never
No.
in a million, like we did a 100 subscriber episode. Let There Be Cake.
Right.
And that we thought that was it. We thought that was it. And I mean, we're still in 127, I think, as of the recording of this, which is far surpasses what we thought.
Yeah.
We do. But at the same time, Dave May and Dave Frank and Mike Mackey and all of these other players are coming back into the game. And there are things that are being looked into. I cannot say, mostly because it involves the mouse.
Good luck.
You-
The mouse is even worse than Fox and 1013, because talk about hoops. That was crazy. And that was my job. It was me who went to Fox and 1013. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the mouse.
yeah. But there are, I will say this.
I saw that you said that you were looking online, and the answer was no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a drop down list, and it was like, I have a YouTube show and would like to possibly use content for my show. Answer, no. That was it, dead end.
Right.
But no, there are things in the work. There's a couple of surprises that are coming that I can't go into while we're recording. But yeah, we love, I know that Dave and Mackie and all those guys would love for you to somehow be involved if you'd like to be.
I love that.
Okay, well, we'll go from there. And yeah, this has been fun.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
You guys are not half bad. I don't care what anybody says.
right? Yeah, you have to ignore the YouTube comments. They don't mean it.
No, and my mom says I'm special.
Very special. Matt, you wanted to say.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, of all the different things that you were involved with the game, like, is there anything you wish you would have been able to keep? Like something that got thrown away Like we got the pewter, and there's a lot of little things we may not have even heard of.
Yeah, I didn't get the pewter, but actually I didn't care because I'm not a hoarder, collector.
Organized hoarding.
My husband is. And I had a ton of X-Files stuff, a ton. And he very carefully cataloged and managed it for me for a long time. And I finally said, would you just please sell it? And so he did. But there were a lot of really amazing things, and particularly things that were in the idea stage, sort of mock-ups. And I can't remember, I started saying that because I had something in mind and now it's gone out of my head. But there were so many cool things coming. We were all so excited, and then it was just over. So I wish there was something that I could share with you about that.
Yeah. Are there any cards you need that we can send you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, thanks. I've almost gotten rid of most of my cards. I mean, I've just got this thing left.
Oh yeah.
With a bunch of deny everythings and an Agent Henderson, just a few things that I want to get rid of. And I even still have, which I didn't realize, I have some of my Topps cards.
Oh,
I was
nice.
friends with the guy at Topps.
Wait,
And
you
so I
have
some,
you have those, the tops, the CCG tops, or the season 5
no,
or 6 or whatever?
no, these were the collectible cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not they. As far as I know, Topps didn't do the CCG.
Oh, I was thinking Dunruss. That's
okay.
right.
Donruss. No, not Donruss. No, these are Topps, because Topps did collectible, the bubblegum cards.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I think we actually have that. It's Brian sent us a box.
Yeah.
The I guess this is it Inkworks season 4 and 5? Is that the same thing? I don't know. Ignore me. I'm dumb.
So, because I think both of mine are promos from something. One, yeah. So I don't have any. But thank you for offering. I really appreciate it. If I still played, I would want that. But like I said, I'm happy to donate a Deny Everything or 2 if you want to have some consolation prizes for people who are going to be entering your fantastic, very, very ambitious contest.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll make you a trade. Anything you want to send to us so we can give away to the fans, give away to the contestants, please do. And I will send you a care package of chili.
What?
Chili, you are so good to me. You are so good. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a good barter trade,
You tried.
Ronnie, it has been amazing talking to you. And thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks, Ronnie.
Mike, it's been my pleasure. Thank you, Matt.
You
You guys have been a lot of fun.
got to give us some finger
We
guns.
need some finger guns.
You got to do finger guns.
You have to
I
talk though,
got-
so
I
it
got-
shows. Okay.
I got to talk and say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect.
There you go. That's finger guns all
That's all I
around.
got.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you next time on Matt
And Mike's
CCG thing with the
X-Files.
X-Files with the CCGs and the thing.
That's what we do.